Hi, this is John Krysinsky, Pittsburgh Soccer Now, for Pittsburgh Sports, here on Pittsburgh Sports Live. I'm fumbling my words. Definitely a lot of excitement as we head into the college men's soccer season. And with me is a new face to Pittsburgh soccer, not a new face to collegiate soccer, that's for sure. Henrique Gallina, welcome. Well, first of all, welcome to Pittsburgh. What's your experience been like so far in the Steel City?
Well, first of all, thanks, John, for the opportunity to be here with you, share a little bit of my career, a little bit of my going back to 2017 since I got to the United States, right? First started playing college soccer. I'm loving Pittsburgh. Got here in the spring semester after I graduated from the University of South Florida. We're gonna cover that in a little bit, but been loving the city. Haven't had a chance to explore much because with grad school, spring season, and now just heading towards the fall and my last college season. Pretty exciting time.
So you haven't had a chance to explore that much, but I'm sure you've explored a lot of time in the classroom and at Ambrose Urbanic Field. What do you think of the facilities and the university?
Oh, it's top level compared to anything that I've seen back home in Brazil. Had opportunity to play for a big team called Palmeiras, big academy, and the things that they provide us here for the structure to make sure that we have the best of everything, starting from the weight room to the training room and the field itself, equipment is top class. There's not a word to describe what we have to what is being offered to us here.
So you stepped foot in the spring, so you had a chance to get to know a lot of your current teammates and kind of get familiar with the program. You spent the last 4 years, just to bring everybody up to speed, you spent the last 4 years at the University of South Florida in Tampa. Um, First of all, that experience for you, what was that like? I know you, by the time you were done with your experience playing there, you certainly had a leadership role there on that team.
Yeah, it certainly does a difference. Because when I first got to University of Florida, I arrived at on the fall semester, still learning the language. So there was a bit of a barrier for me to get to know the guys, to express myself with the language, and also to get to know the college sport, right? But arriving to Pittsburgh in the spring semester gave me the opportunity to get more included with the group, really show who I am. We do have the opportunity here because the group arrived earlier than we usually did down at South Florida. So we got to know each other, get the chemistry going, right? But for me, I think did make a difference coming a semester earlier, getting to know the guys, getting set in the environment, right? With the city of Pittsburgh. And of course, the fact that my English got better with the time, that make everything easier. But definitely the chemistry of getting here a semester earlier will benefit on the field and off the field.
What's it like to be, you have this experience in being a seasoned player, but you're walking into somebody technically like a program that like Jackson Walty and Philip Merkovich and Berton, Noel, Valentine, Val, Noel. I mean, these guys have been around for a while. They've kind of been part of a winning culture,
Yeah.
and you're jumping in, and I'm sure there is some expectation. You're a graduate student, so to jump in with this group and be part of that and have a key role. Just what's that been like?
It's definitely different because they look at you with the different eyes. Like you're not a freshman coming in where they expect you to learn quick. They expect you that you know already what you're supposed to do, right? And they expect you to come in and sort of lead a bit with the leadership experience, knowing the college game, right? They expect you to be a little bit more mature. But it wasn't too hard to get to know the guys. I mean, all of them are super friendly. They were super welcome to me, especially coming, like I said, in the spring semester where you have time, a little bit more time to get to know the guys before you actually play some games, college seasons, preseason, and then the same week you play the first preseason game, right? On the spring, we had a little bit of time to get a connection going. But I think that the guys themselves made a difference, right? For me coming in, the staff as well, they were all super welcome. And like we said, playing the sport, playing the college sport for 4 years, definitely made my mindset arriving to the group, right? I knew where I was coming to. A team that just made to the Elite Eight, just made to the Final Four, right? Was back-to-back Coastal Division champion. So I knew the challenge that I was facing, but that's what I was looking for, right? Because that's what we like. We look at it as a challenge, as an opportunity to be at the top level.
So what was the conversation like with you and Coach Vidovic and these coaches that maybe you connected with either prior to coming here or when you first got here, in terms of what your role would be with this group? That I'll have I guess the second part of that question is, whatever your role is, what attributes do you bring to the table that could really help continue Pitt's positive momentum moving as a program?
Yeah, before coming in, first I had a contact with Michael Bahone, to Jay Vidovic. But from day one, it was what can I offer to the program, right? What can I bring to the table and benefit the group, right? To not only make it to the Final Four Elite Eight, but be a national champion, because that's the mindset, right? We wanna raise trophies here. So what are the things that I have from my background, experience back home, the group. So of course, one of the things were leadership as they play in different positions. So that was something also that they were looking forward to, bringing me to the group and adapt different system, adapt and being able to move me around like many other players that we have in the group. So these I think were some of the key things that they were bringing me to the group and making
Okay.
So when coming in first, I had my first contact with Michael Behonek, and then later on I was introduced to Jay Vidovic. But I think from day one, they were looking to me as what can I add to the group, what can I bring to the table and make this group of players even stronger, right? Because our objective is not Elite Eight or Final Four. Those are big accomplishments, but we want to raise trophies, right? We were back-to-back Coastal Division champions, but we want to also raise a national trophy. So looking to my background, experience, and my time at the University of Florida, considering that I was captain for my last season over there, so a little bit of leadership that I could add to the group. Of course, we have a Walty that has been captain for the team for a couple of years, and we have another group of grad students that also have the leadership that can bring the new freshmen and introduce them to the college sport. But also the versatility, which is something that kind of unique of our team, right? We have a bunch of players that you can move around different systems, different positions, and that was something that they did with me at University of South Florida. So they look forward to do the same as well here, playing as a defender, playing this a little bit wider or in the center role. Doesn't matter. I'm up to the task, right? And then
we're all guessing. We're waiting till tomorrow night to see where you end up. This is, well, I don't know if you're familiar with the Riverhounds here in Pittsburgh, but Bob Lilly, the head coach, it's just sometimes you just never know where he's going to be putting guys in the lineup. So it's always fascinating. But
it's always a surprise.
What's that?
It's always a surprise. You never know.
That's right. Well, so we'll have to, everyone will have to show up in Ambrose tomorrow and see where you're going to be on the field. So I'll leave it to that. We don't want to give anything away, right?
Yeah, we're just going to tell it's home open at 8 a.m. against Georgetown, 8 p.m. against Georgetown. Be there.
Georgetown. Wow. Yeah. So, but all that being said, in terms of your strengths, where do you feel? You scored 5 goals and 3 assists last year, but yet you've had this reputation too as being a really solid defensive player.
I think it was I played different roles last year for my last season, right? I started the season as a right back, and then as a right wing back, and then I ended up where I'm more familiar with is the center midfielder role. But I think it's just the last season, a little bit of maturity that I collect throughout the years, and being able to take the opportunities, the chances to come. And as we're talking right now, that I'm playing more a defender role, I don't have many opportunities to score goals. More free kick, a throw, corner kick, something like that. So just being precise on the opportunities that I have and not letting them pass. And on the defensive side, it's is business the whole time.
So I did notice some of your clips. You do like to line up those free kicks. Do you have any Brazilian free kick heroes? Mine is Roberto Carlos. I mean,
Roberto
that guy
Carlos,
was the man. But
yeah.
with that left foot too.
Ronaldinho Gaúcho.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are quality players. But it was just something that growing up, just kicking the ball. That was back home. That what we do for fun. We go on the streets, we go in the backyard, we kicking balls. It's funny story that my mom had a little collection of plates in our home inside the house, and I used to just aim for the plates. I broke every single one of them, but I mean that might have made me better as a free kick taker. So I'll take that as a pro.
There's a lot of mothers or soccer moms around that would either appreciate or not appreciate that story, but I do. I appreciate that as someone who encouraged my kids to, or I guess when I was a kid, just play in the house, do whatever you can do to get better.
Yeah, no, for sure. A lot of moms can relate to that. My mom didn't like much, but looking now that I got to score some goals, I think she's like, okay, that wasn't too bad.
I'm sure she's very proud of you now and you being in the United States and doing what you're doing now.
Yeah, no, family's all proud of all the accomplishments and the challenge that I chose for my life, right? That I looked for. Changing countries, learning language, living in host families, basically starting a new life. When I first landed in Tampa, I didn't have friends. I didn't know no one. All right, I didn't even do a visit at the U school. I just committed without knowing what was going for. Right, ended up being one of the best years of my life. But it also comes with making those the best 4 years of our life. Right. It's not just about showing up and doing your work and taking advantage of the opportunity every day.
I want to ask you more personal things, but I don't want to get to business here in the interest of time too, but talk about tomorrow's opponent, Georgetown, Thursday night, #2 in the country. I'm sure Jay, and I'm sure you guys have done your homework. I know at least have an idea of what to expect. What could we expect with this matchup?
It's definitely going to be a quality level, right? On both ends, defensively, offense on both sides. So we're talking about the #2 ranked seed in the country right now, and it's #7, right? They had matchups in the past, and it was a beautiful game of soccer. It's going to be back to back. They're a pretty coached team where they know their roles, they know how to defend, they know how to attack, but so do us. All right, and we are prepared. We've been preparing for a while now, especially for this matchup and the whole season, actually, right? But the first task is tomorrow night at 8 p.m. and we are all ready, we're all in sync, the same page, and we're going for it. We're getting the win at home.
All right, last question. Your pregame, any pregame rituals? What's it like, especially before a season opener? I'm sure there's a lot of excitement.
A lot of excitement, that's for sure. I personally don't have a pregame ritual, right? I'm more the person that whatever my mind brings to me, whatever I'm feeling for at the time, in the mood for, that's what I work with. Usually just put some song, whatever I'm in the mood for, some reggaeton, some Brazilian songs, some American songs, and just let it flow. Not that I'm actually focused on it, but it's just a little sound in the background while I'm stretch, while I foam roll. I get my mind ready, right? Not really a pre-game ritual, I'd say. It just comes,
All right, I guess one more thing. You're here as a graduate student. What is your career interest? What are you looking at doing here in school?
Well, I got my undergrad as a business management, and also I'm currently pursuing my master's as a business management and administration, right? And I look to use that as something related to the sport, which is something that was part of my life my whole entire life, and I look forward to still working with it. Hopefully, working to make it the professional level, right? But if that doesn't come to reality, maybe help other kids have the same opportunity that I do, right? Coming from Brazil to the United States, pursue a college degree, play the sport that they love. I think that will be awesome to help other kids have the same chance and opportunity that I had, and I'm having.
All right. Well, hey, great to meet you virtually. Hopefully, we'll meet you on the field at some point tomorrow or after one of the games. And it's great to have you on here. We appreciate your time and really looking forward to the season.
Thank you so much for the opportunity, John. It was a pleasure.
All right, take care, Henrique.
Well, hope to see everyone tomorrow, 8 p.m. Georgetown.
All right, sounds good. We'll be there. Pittsburgh Soccer Now will be there. That's for sure.
All right, perfect. We'll see you there.